Welcome to episode number 14 of the Master Glyph Hacking series. You have made it this far. We are just about to end. So how are you feeling? Let's begin episode number 14. We start with technology. So this is technology. Looks like pliers or plas or whatever you call these set of tools. So just that, it's just this piece of technology. What is this piece of technology? These plas, these pliers. So remember technology like that. And it's also a very unique glyph symbol. The thing is, the difficult to draw or the glyphs that take long time to draw are not really the problem ones. The ones that create trouble are the ones that are confusing, that are similar to others, like distance, outside, destination, discovery, path, barrier. If you look at all of them at once, you'll be like, what is this? But because of this series, you should be able to clear that confusion. So those are more difficult, although they are so simple to draw, because they are very confusing. But something like this, like technology or even some other difficult ones that look bit more confusing at first, are actually easy because they are not confused with anything else and you just remember them easily. Next up, something that I have hidden from you since the beginning, it's them and us. So them is cut out from you and us is cut out from me. It's just like me, but it's missing one arm, and them is just like you and it's missing one arm. So just remember this. Them is like this, one line pointing towards you, and us is like this, one line pointing towards me. And similar to you and me, but confusing. They both could be confused, so I avoided them. Next up we have together, very interesting one. So I see another glyph symbol in between. Can you see it? I see body. And imagine a lot of bodies or people, and we tie them with rope, and the rope is pulled from one end, and so the rope is being pulled and a lot of bodies are there. We see the glyph body, and with body and pulled, that is, they are pulled together. So we put them together or pull them together, and they are bound. They have been joined by the rope. So that's how I remember it. Someone pulling them or like tightening them together. A lot of bodies of people, a lot of people have been bound together. So something like that. So I see the glyph for body and then a rope around them and then being pulled. So they are all being pulled together. Together is the glyph. Again, this is easy to remember because it's not confusing with any other glyph. Next up we have truth. We already learned lie and we learned truth with that as well. So lie is missing one length because lie is short-lived. It's only living until someone finds out the truth. But truth is infinite, so it keeps on going forever. Next up we have unbounded. Looks very big, takes some time to draw, but you start from the beginning and you draw all the way out and you got unbounded. We discussed a bit of unbounded with all. Next up we have us. We just discussed us and them, just like me and you. Next up we have use. Imagine a list where you put tick in front of things you want to use and cross in front of things you don't want to use. So use is tick. Another thing, it looks like the Nike symbol. Just use it. That's another way of remembering it. So you have a list where you put tick in front of things you want to use, or use it, see it as a Nike symbol, the brand symbol, and just use it, something like that. So two ways to remember it, whichever works for you. Next up we have victory. We saw victory before with begin. So we start drawing, we draw one line and we go all the way down and we draw a V and we close it, we got victory. But with begin, we draw the longer line first. We are a beginner, we are trying to draw victory. What we are beginning, we are drawing wrong. We draw the big line, then we draw two small lines, and then we finish it there. We do not even complete it. So that's begin, and victory is like the crystal. Next up we have want. So your wants are down there and your dreams you want to pursue are up there. So want and pursue, and they are basically same symbols drawn at different lengths of the glyph. Next up we have war. So war is another name for attack, and what's opposite to attack? We got V as defend, and war is like the arrow or a spear. So the war is going on, you can represent it with weapons. Next up we have weak. So weak looks like inside or not or absent, but it has one extra line. So you can see it as old man holding a stick. Old man holding a stick. The hand is coming from top, and then the stick goes, and that stick looks like 7, and the hand from top goes like that. The last line that we have is 7, so that's weak. So the old man is too weak to walk, so he is using that stick. So you can relate it with that. Next up we have worth. We have talked about adapt and save. We have adapt as one arm of the W, save as another arm of the W, and they are both worth. So W is worth. Next up we have U. We have seen U countless times. Me, U. The U is arrow pointing towards U. Next up we have XM. Now it does look like X, or just a combination of X and M. It does look like that, but the way I see it is I see it as goggles or sunglasses or visors. If you have seen the Ingress anime, one of the lead characters from Resistance, he wears these visors with which he can see XM. So these this glyph of XM looks just like the visors he uses to see XM. So that's how I remember this XM glyph. So that's it, and we are almost done. We are done with all the glyphs. How was the journey? We still have one episode. We will do some revision. Maybe some glyphs are left, maybe something to discuss. We'll see what we do in the next episode, but we are finished with almost every glyph in Ingress, and hopefully you follow along and you were good and everything made sense. And let's revise this episode. We got technology like pliers or plas, and this is a piece of technology you use. Next up we have them, just like you, with one arm missing, and we also have us. Next up we have together with body and someone pulling it. Next up we have truth, and truth is infinite, whereas lie has a shorter length. We got unbounded. You start from the middle and you keep drawing it until the last glyph node. You capture every glyph node while drawing this. Next up we have us. We just discussed us and them. Next up we have use. So it's like a Nike symbol, or you have a list of items where you tick the items you need to use. So tick is use. Next up we have victory. It's a victory crystal. And next up we have want. Your wants are down there, you draw a zigzag for wants, and up there you draw for pursue. Next up we have war. So war is same as attack, opposite to that is defend. We got weak. So old man is weak, so he is using a stick. So old man or a woman who are weak can use a stick. So the hand is coming from the top, and then the stick goes and they use it to walk. And next up we have worth. So worth starts with W, and it's literally W. Also we have adapt and save as W's from both the sides. Next up we have you. So you and me are the glyphs we have discussed a lot. Next up we have XM. So like the Ingress anime, we got those visors to see the XM. So that visor is this glyph. That's it. And I'm not gonna give any glyphs for the next video, but we'll discuss some important stuff next time.